Hey guys, welcome to this YouTube session. So for today's YouTube, I want to take you through a story of how I got to this place, how I moved out of my old place and came to this place. It's a whole saga, but while I do that, I'm going to be showing you how I prepare my meat casserole. And some of the ingredients you can see here are some coriander, which is dhania. I have some carrots. We have some hoho. Since I don't know the English word, hiyo utanisamehe tu. And then garlic and some tomato and onions. So I'm going to be preparing these plus some meat which is boiling and my green grams. So let's come to the meat. So my meat has already boiled, by the way. Just come take a look. As you can see, unaona imeanza kupata that ka brownish color, maji ndio hii inaenda kuisha. So after it may boil, that's when I'll start cooking vizuri. But it's already boiled, so there's that. And to my right, the chef, unaona venye anazitandaza hizi chapati hizi. Nakwambia you don't know how mujui. What I mean by casserole. Casserole ni stew too, basically. It's just normal stew. So I've already chopped my onions kando. I'm going to be chopping the rest while I tell you the story. So the story is of how I moved to this place. So first of all, I like to start with why I moved. I wanted to move, like I set an intention for myself. When you like you have goals, you have plans, you set an intention, useme ati mimi nataka move to a certain, I want to move to a different house where mimi na move and I'm supporting myself and I'm doing my own stuff, kitu kama hiyo. So that was my initial intention. I want you to get that. My initial intention was kuhama na niweze kujisupport on my own. You get? That was what I said I would do by the end of 2020. That's what I said I would do. But then things kind of turned out differently, but it's still good. It's still in a good way. But the motivations ziko kadhaa. So for my last place, ndio nitoke hapo, ndio nihame niamue ati nakuja place ingine, it was a bit tricky. Utapata that my place had a few problems. One of the problems was water shortages. So they weren't as frequent. Hazikuwa frequent ati sana. Lakini when they happened, zilikuwa zimekuja tu na mabad tu. Kututolea tu hasira. So utapata there was a time the water and electricity, they go hand in hand because the electricity is used to pump the water. So the water and the electricity were gone for like 2 weeks. Can you imagine? Kijana barobaro, kijana handsome kama mimi. Kijana handsome kama mimi amefika point ati anaenda shule suimo ati ndio aoge. Kaya. It's funny but it's true. I'm telling you the truth. It was so bad that like hakukuwa na maji anywhere. Ilikuwa inabidi nikule shule, nitoke kani nimeoga shule. Sasa ndio ana nifikirie mambo na swimo. It was the first time that maji imepotea vibaya sana. Go to swim at my school, there are showers, you get, so I can shower there. So I was like, where? God. Lakini hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua. Lakini sasa watajua. Ni sawa tu. But basically, that was one of the problems, water shortages. Like kila wakati tu maji inapotea na inapotea for long durations of time. So it was very disadvantageous. As much as we were paying for the water, maji inashinda tu ikipotea tu hivyo. So there was that problem, and then there was also the problem of it wasn't really pest infestation, it was just more of like kulikuwa kuna mende mingi. Kulikuwa tuna mende mingi. Like unaziua zinarudi. I even consulted my neighbors. Wakaniambia, by the way, mende kenye iko ni as long as one of your neighbors has it, hata uziue mara ngapi zitarudi tu. So me nili give up. Haikuwa imenisumbua sana because I used to like make sure I clean all the surfaces nini. Like even with my tidiness ilifika point nikachoka tu. Umeichoka? Like umeifika point ukachoka tu. Ni venye tu amuelewi. Mngekuwa hapo na mimi mngeelewa. So penye nilichokea was after I had already fumigated the whole house. Like nikasirika tu siku moja nikaendea dawa nyingine hapo inaitwa Duduthrion. Duduthrion. Ilikuwa inaitwa Duduthrion. Sasa niko like dudu, okay, hiyo ni dudu. So yani mdudu thrion. Sasa niko like okay, sawa. So nikaeka kwa you dilute it with water, then una spray the whole house. Nili spray the whole house, kwa closet, nikatoa manguo, the couch, kila pahali. Then nikarudi, I had to clean everything else and then just do everything afresh. Sasa mimi nimemaliza, that was like a month ago. Sasa after a month nimesettle in. Ziko tu zile za, hey, we are back. Tunajua umetumiss. God. Nakwambia. Zikaanza tu kuja mos, nikiziona naziua, but ikafika point nika tu tuna cohabitate. Guy. But nilikuwa na fujo tu, like zilikuwa zinaniwasha. But sasa the point penye nilichoka was nimetoka shule. Nimechoka. Tumeshinda projects. Kutoka siku yanze, presentation projects nini. I'm so tired. Nimekuja, I've taken a shower, I'm fresh, I'm good. And then I just want to take a small nap on the couch. Nimetulia tu. I'm at peace. I'm finally getting the amount of rest, the needed rest that you require after such a long day. I'm sure you can relate. And then, mimi nimelala. I don't know how many minutes in. Hata sioni kama ni 2 minutes in. Na unajua vile unaweza dhani mosquito inakusumbua like sasa hivyo ndio nilikuwa. Mimi nadhani ni mosquito. And then kidogo mimi nimelala. Kitu ikapanda ikaingia. It was traumatic. I just swear. It was just trauma. Niliamka hapo na fujo. Slaps all over my face. And then roach just drops out. And then I just had to kill it. And that was just my breaking point. I'll just not lie. That was my breaking point. When a roach climbs on top of your face when you're sleeping. Like, in short, zimepata audacity. Ziko zile za hakuna kenye utatufanyia bro, by the way. Hakuna kenye utatuambia. Hapa tunaishiwa wawili, whether you like it or not. And I was just fed up. So, when the opportunity came to move out, and it came in a very, very casual way. One of my friends, alikuwa amepitia, had passed over, and then he was like, by the way, there are some really nice houses down there, just down by the river. When you cross the river, that is, I'm talking about Nairobi River. I live in Ngara, so where I used to live is just like on the other side of the river, and now I've moved to the other side of the river. So basically, what happened was, he had seen the houses on IG, and he had said that there was someone who had rented them for a B&B service, and they were really good. So I was like, show me the page. After he showed me the page, and I saw it was just like a few minutes walk, like literally 3 minutes, just like near me. So I opted to go that very day. It was like on a Thursday, and it was towards the end of one of the months. I don't remember the specific month, but I moved out before November. Yes, it must have been October. It must have been the end of October. So I moved out before November began. Ndio tusisumbuane na landlord. Si unajua Nairobi landlords wenye wanakuanga tunakashisha mingi. Ati umepitisha siku mbili. Now you have to compensate me for that. But that aside, basically. So I saw the houses, and then I spoke with an agent. Nikaongea with an agent. Nikamwambia, I'm going to come tomorrow, and I'm moving in tomorrow evening. And we had been speaking all throughout the day. So what I did was, I've seen the houses today, so I've opted to pack everything. Nilikesha nikipack hizo vitu zote. And as I was packing, be very sure, I was very keen kutobebana na marafiki zangu hapo. Niliwaambia hapa twende na nyinyi, by the way. So nilikuwa naweka kila kitu kwa gunia, nazifunga vizuri, and I make sure that there are no friendly visitors carrying along for the ride. So apart from that, nikakesha nikamaliza, then I called the moving truck, and the next day we were just like moving. But then what happened was, as much as nilikesha nikipack hizi vitu zote, I ended up finishing packing the next day around 5-6. So while I was moving, what happened was, I was moving at night. And then when we arrived at the gate, it was already at 8:30. So ni 8:30, me and my moving man, tuko kwa gari, we come to the first entrance, it's locked. The second entrance, there's a guard. And then ako zile za, I'm trying to reach the agent who we had spoken with earlier hapiki simu. I'm asking the guard, kuna funguo umeachiwa? Nothing. Hey. Sasa mimi I'm stranded, niko hapo nje, ni 2:30 usiku. And I have nowhere to go. I can't go back. Hey, bana. Imagine the embarrassment bana. Like umetoka ati kuhama, alafu ati unarudisha vitu ati useme unahama kesho. It doesn't work. Hata ingiani. But luckily for me was, as much as the agent picked up, but she picked up 30 minutes later, akaniambia ati you can't access the house bila we kulipa ndio nikupe funguo. And then I was telling her, si we had agreed na kuja kulipa saizi nikifunga. And then akalika ati mimi si yuko huko, mimi sikaangi hapo. Ati mimi kama una expect nikuwe nakaa hapo na kungoja, mimi niko na kazi zingine za kufanya. Niko like seriously? Hata it wasn't that you had watu. But sasa after that nikaachana nayo. Luckily I got a house. There was a house that was being used for showing people on the first floor. So I had to get into the first floor house and put everything, but I didn't unpack because that wasn't the house I wanted. I wanted a house maybe on 4th or 5th floor. But then after nimefika niko like, wow, now I can breathe. Finally, nimehama. But I was so tired. Niliekelea 2 mattress hapo na nikalala. The next day nikaamka kumove everything else. At least I got some help from a friend of mine passed by, and from the guards at the gate. They helped me move to the 5th floor, and I was like, okay. So after setting up, sasa ndio niko zile za yes, I have moved. I'm good. But it was kind of like weird. Do you know when you move into a new house and you're not really like settled, and it's like you're not used to being in that place, so you're like sawa tu, we'll see what will happen. Like you haven't gotten used to that space. That's what I'm trying to say. So it was like that, but then after a few days I started feeling like home. So this whole journey kenye mi ilikuwa like so wild, so random, and it was really, it kind of inspired me. It inspired me in the sense, after moving, I'm like, I said I would move by the end of 2020. And yes, I have moved by the end of 2020. Although not by my own means, as I had planned, I was still moving with like Mzai. Mzai was my sponsor. Yes, Mzai, yeah. Thanks Mzai. We should appreciate these people, by the way. Kama si wao sijui kama tungekuwa hapa. But basically, I moved, but I was living precariously. Wacha msikia hata mimi najua ngoso. I was living precariously through my parents. They were my sponsors. So basically, I'm still in school and all that, but I have been able to set an agenda and achieve it. You get? Although not the way I planned it, it was really good. So me, I've moved and all that has happened. But then I think I'm about to settle in, and I think I'm about to have this whole new experience and just be, rule myself, govern myself, have a fun time. Like, you know, I think the people who have gotten used to living alone can understand that when you live alone for so long, and then now you're in a situation where you kind of like have to live with someone else, shaka. Tricky. It's not easy. I kind of like had a small breakdown when I was told that, hey, hiya. When I told my mom I had moved, and then I sent her pictures, and she was like, wow, hiya. Wow, wacha nitakuja nione hizo nyumba. Zinakaa poa, nitakuja niibe design. You know, she's a very creative person. She deals in a lot of construction. So she likes seeing the construction sites, how people have built their houses, nini. Then she steals the designs. So akakuja akaona, then after ameona, akaniambia sasa Mwangi, sasa venye umefanya vizuri. Na sasa your brother is coming to university. He's coming to university just here. Na kuna venye tunaweza lipa nyumba mbili. Na uko na nyumba iko na space. Hey God. Oh someone just ni kama mtu nilisikia chest pains. Unasikia chest pains because it was just not, the problem wasn't at I didn't want to live with my brother. It was more of I had a specific plan on how I wanted things to go. Na sasa nimepangwa. Mnasikianga ati sipangwingwi, nilipangwa vilivyo. Nilipangwa. Why? For me it was just it was pain. It was pain. We have put all the ingredients and unfortunately nilikosa waru, as in viazi, as in potatoes. Najua nimelet down kausha, lakini usijali nimewakilisha hapo vizuri. So basically it's just simmering. You can just see just from the visuals how tasty this thing is. But now I'm putting in my final ingredient. It's already cooked, so it's the coriander or the dhania. So this I just mix it, then I just turn it off. For me, I usually let it stay for a while, but basically I usually let it, after I have mixed in the coriander, I let it sit for like 2 minutes, then it's gonna be ready to serve. So, but before I do that, I'm gonna let it sit for like 2 minutes, then I add my final spice, which is Royco. So before I do that, I'm gonna give you some of the takeaways that I got from my story. So yes, nilipangwa, but all in all, penye niko saizi, or where I'm at right now, I think it was all part of a divine plan. Like iliingiana. Kwa sababu, as much as I wanted my vision being, I wanted to move out. I wanted to move out by my own means. But me staying alone would have made me so comfortable. You get? I came to understand that comfort in itself is a lie. Like kukuwa comfortable, itakudanganya that you don't need anything, you're okay, nini. Whereas you actually do need some things. You actually do need to do some things and change some ways to be better. But you won't notice because when you're in a state of utulivu, you're lacking nothing, nini. It's good, yes, but it kind of limits you, inakuweka chini. So me living with someone actually it has helped me. It has kept me on my toes. That's what I would say. Reminding me that, yes, you're good, but you're not where you want to be. You get? So I can say I've taken a lot from my experience. One is that I can do anything I set my mind to. Like if I set my intention to something, as much as it will not come in the exact way that I perceive it, I can achieve it. You get? And I'm staying open to things coming in my life, but not in the way that I expect them. There's a quote in Asemanga ati, you might miss opportunities because they don't come packaged in the same way you expect them to. So that is a big takeaway for me. And the other one is that being comfortable in the discomfort. Kwa sababu being comfortable in the discomfort kind of helps me move past the discomfort and to get what I want. So for the most part, that's just it. And bon appetit. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and hopefully we'll see each other for more. But for now, just me and the final edits and adding this Royco, and then we're gonna be done. It's just, what's it called? The salt guy style. Yeah? The salt guy style. Oof. Huh? Woo! I haven't finished. And like that. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed as much as I'm going to enjoy this meal.
How's the food? The food is really nice. All the flavors, you can really feel all the flavors in your mouth. The garlic, the bell peppers, and the aliongeza kafirifiri kadogo towards the end, which is really, really nice. Kuna hiyo warm taste kwa your mouth, and it's really, really tasty and nice. Like, yeah.